welcome to another FAQ Monday. I'm your host, Fluff, and today we're going to answer some very important questions. Possibly all in a German accent, because I've been watching a lot of World War II stuff on Netflix because I get bored. First question. Your production and overall arrangement on the MXR 5150 demo is worlds above what you had accomplished with your albums. Obviously, that skill has come with experience, but what are your thoughts on how far you've come in production and playing skill? Thank you, sir. I appreciate the kind words. Although there is a little bit of irony there because the song in the EVH 5150 demo is just kind of a stripped down version of a song that was off my 2013 album Fire Breather. It was the same riffs. I just used the MIDI drums from the demo that I did with my buddy Nick from Unearth and just played along to that and kind of stripped away all the stuff, all the overdubs and stuff like that. But I hear what you're saying, and it just, if I could tell myself something when I started all of this, it would be, don't be so stubborn and kind of read more and practice more. Now, I did practice a lot. Everyone practices a lot if they're passionate about anything, but I would get to these little plateaus and then settle and think, okay, well, this is good enough. And I really kind of regret doing that. For example, a lot of my earlier stuff is very, very boomy. That was for several reasons, namely because A, my room wasn't treated, B, I had rear ported monitors right up against my wall because I had no idea that I wasn't supposed to do that. So I was, because it sounded really good, so I would just crank up the bass, and it was just, it's all a learning experience. But I would just definitely tell myself to read more and listen to your producer friends more and really, really heed their advice, and don't be so stubborn, because I tend to be a really stubborn guy when it comes to that kind of stuff. Not necessarily now, but especially at the time, because I was really afraid to let people in, so to speak. I've seen several metal bands using the Gibson RD. What is it about that guitar that makes it so appealing? Is it the looks, the sound, or both? I don't know, man. That's a good question. I think it's slightly awkward, and I'm slightly awkward. Actually, I'm a little bit more than slightly awkward, but there's a kinship there, and I kind of always felt that way with the guitar, but long before I knew the guitar version even existed. The first version I ever saw was the bass played by Chris Novoselic in Nirvana, and I wanted the bass long before I knew the guitar existed. So just the shape isn't quite metal as the Explorer, which I like. It's kind of ambiguous in the way that it has a really big butt, but the lower horn is kind of conservative, and so it can really be anything you want it to be. And I'm a big guy. I'm just a big guy, and it's a huge, huge guitar. It's a lot of guitar. It's a big old slab of wood, and my guitars weigh 11.5 pounds each, and I love them, and that's what I do love about them. But yeah, it's the sound, it's the feel, it's really the total package that makes the Gibson RD really, really special. If you could have absolutely any piece of gear in the world completely for free, what would it be? I thought about this question. I thought really hard about it, and I think my answer would kind of be disappointing. It would probably be like a vintage 70s Les Paul custom, like a white one, like the one Randy Rhoads played. Honestly, it's a toss-up between that or like a Jerry Cantrell Friedman amp. Something like that. It's really not that special. Or an R9. Gibson Les Paul. That would be cool. I don't know. It wouldn't be like a 59 Les Paul or something like that. That doesn't really interest me. I want like a Gibson Les Paul custom, but like a really old, solid, heavy one. That's what I want. Any gear in the world, that's what I would choose. Because my other answer would be, a bunch of 2-channel dual rectifiers, and I have 3 at this point, so wouldn't be those. Or maybe a 4th one, I don't know. This week, I suggest you check out the new Intronaut album, The Direction of Last Things. Amazing, amazing album. Amazing. My boy Sasha just murdered this album. And yeah, there's nothing even for me to say about this other than please go check it out. It's an incredible, incredible step forward for the band. I enjoy it. I've been listening to it constantly, and it's really gotten me thinking outside of the box musically. Seriously, it's incredible. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.